Welcome to Bite-Sized Book Reviews. I've just finished reading a book called Murder of Crows by Anne Bishop. This is the sequel to Written in Red and pretty much picks up where the previous book left off. Meg is settling into her life at the courtyard. She knows how to handle her job, receive the packages. She's made friends with the supernatural beings called others or earth natives that live in the courtyard, and she's also begun to make friends with some of the humans whose interactions with the others have begun to change / improve as a result of her presence and her own relationships with the people that she now works for. So unfortunately, there's still a lot of trouble, and actually I guess the trouble is increasing across the continent. For one thing, a lot of the crow guard, which is what they call the shapeshifters that can turn into crow, or the crows shapeshifters, I guess more accurate, have been killed in various settlements across the country, and people don't really know why it seems as though this particular species of shifter is being targeted. It also continues a plotline that was introduced in the previous book, where there have been an increasing number of incidents where earth natives and humans and even regular animals like pet dogs and stuff have begun to go crazy and attack people, causing a great deal of death and injury. There was some speculation that these incidents were caused by a new kind of drug. And so this story follows the investigation into what this new drug is, where it came from, why these incidents are happening now, and who is orchestrating all these things and what for. Also, the person that Meg ran away from is still after her. He runs this big organization that enslaved people like her quite a long time ago by the sound of it. So Meg is what they call a blood prophet. So there are people who can see visions of the future when their blood is drawn. For some reason, they're always women. And they're basically all or almost all in captivity and being treated really, really badly. I think what typically happens to enslaved women, and then you add on this aspect of seeing the future when someone draws your blood. So yeah, something I liked. I think the story was more exciting to read than the previous one, and I think it helps that there is that investigation element, and also both the characters and the relationships between the characters are more settled, so you get kind of more interaction between people. And I really, really like watching the police in this story. I mean, they're in a really difficult position, having to manage that relationship between humans and the others, and the law, and this rising extremist group. Honestly, they have a really hard job. But the police characters, the captain, who's in charge of Monty, who's the main police person who's been interacting with the people at the courtyard, are pretty impressive, and I kind of like watching them work and seeing how they handle things. Something I did not like. So this is one of those stories that has a lot of bad guy sections, and it has really despicable bad guys, which consequently means really despicable sections where they do really cruel and horrible things. I tend to skip their sections, but you still get references to some of the terrible things they do in the rest of the story.